Welcome to your Vinyasa session based on the heart chakra, Anahata. For today's class, I recommend 2 blocks and a strap if you have them handy. If 2 blocks are not available, you can also use a bolster or a pillow, as we'll be starting this class out with supported fish. Now, the 2 blocks, one goes on top in a horizontal shape. This one is for your head, the little space underneath, and then the bottom one, the vertical block, goes in between your shoulder blades to support your upper back. You can adjust those as you see fit for your body's needs. Let's go ahead and get started in supported fish. Make that T shape with your blocks or begin to lay over your bolster. Now when you get there, want your palms to face upward, externally rotate at the shoulders so that we can open up across the chest and get into that heart space. Your feet can be flat on the ground with your knees knocked together, or let your legs go straight, whichever one feels better in your back. Now lengthen across your neck. Begin to open your shoulders. Begin to deepen your breath. Listen to your natural rhythm. Throughout the day, tensions and pressures tend to bring your breath up into your chest and shoulders. Now lengthen your breath in, so as you inhale, your stomach rises. See if you can find some stillness over your chest area. And some release and ease with each breath out. And the words of affirmation for the heart chakra are I love. As you breathe in, you can silently repeat I. As you exhale, silently repeat love. One more full round of breath. And gently roll over to your side for fetal pose. Use your arm as a pillow. Your shoulders come over your chest. Use your top hand and press yourself up to a seat. Take your time. Go ahead and remove the blocks or your props from behind you. And set up for Janu. Extend your right leg out to the side. And inhale, reach up. And exhale, rotate. So you can get your left hand to the outside of your knee or shin. And a little bit of rotation here. Lead your belly towards your knee. Inhale, reverse gate. Plant your left hand on the ground, lift your hips up. Exhale, lower down to switch. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, rotate. Your hands go to the outside of your foot or your knee, whatever's accessible. Breathe into your lower back. Inhale, reverse gate. Lift your hips. Open up along your side. Exhale, come down to a kneeling stance. So kneeling stance, your knees are hip distance apart. Inhale, kneeling Tadasana. Reach up, lengthen through your sides, hug your ribs in. Exhale, eagle arms. Sweep your right arm under. Cross at your elbows, maybe your forearms or your wrists. And soften your gaze past the bind in front of you. A soft smile helps relax the muscles of the face. Inhale, kneeling Tadasana. Exhale, eagle arms on the other side. Your left arm comes under. Notice any differences along the side. Lift your elbows. Breathe in between your shoulder blades. And gently unwind. We're headed to cat-cow, so let's take a kneeling stance. Your hands go underneath your shoulders, your knees hip distance apart. Inhale, cow pose. Arch your back and lengthen over your belly. Zip your inner belly muscles up and in. Exhale, cat pose. Separate across your shoulder blades, your upper back. Compress your chin to your throat. Inhale, cow pose. Lengthen over your belly, your chest. Pull your shoulders towards the back of the mat. Exhale, cat pose. One more each way. Exhale, cat pose. Love. And come to a neutral spine. We're headed to melting heart. And this one, you keep your elbows completely straight. So you walk your hands forward. Keep your hips over your knees. This one's to open up your chest, heart chakra. As you breathe out, send your chest to the ground, your arms straight. Rest your chin or your forehead to the mat. And gently rise. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take your time to get there. And spread out your toes. Wake up all along your backside. Now zip in your stomach muscles and press your chest towards your thighs. So point your tailbone up towards the sky and open up your shoulder girdle. Settle your heels towards the mat. And take a breath in. Exhale, ragdoll at the top. Take a generous bend in your knees. And see if you can clasp your hands behind your back. Either grab onto your forearms or bind your hands. Rinse and cleanse all the tension off your shoulders. Bring it out onto your mat. Release your bind and shift your feet a bit closer together. Bend your knees as you slowly roll up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Connect your thumbs to your heart. Let's take a moment to dedicate your practice, the focus of the center of your heart. Anahata. Anahata can be translated to unstruck. This is the type of love that is unconditional. It's nurturing, it's compassionate. I love. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Open your eyes. Grab some energy from beneath your feet. Lift it up to your chest. Hold some energy between your palms. Exhale, back bend. You can cactus out your arms, lift your chin. You open up your throat here. Inhale, Tadasana, hug your ribs back down. And strengthen your belly muscles to neutralize your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Now arch your back, lift your chest. You can press into your shins or your thighs, whatever one helps you, and a length along your backside. Now step your right foot back. Exhale, low lunge. The blocks can be pretty handy during the breakdown. If your hips are tight, you can use that to lift your chest and sink into the front of your right hip. As you feel warmed up in your practice though, and I want to reach your arms overhead. To do that, press down the bone underneath your big toe. This will draw your knee towards your midline and give you some strength to begin to lift your chest and your hands. Listen to your body's needs. Take what works for you. Exhale, plank pose. We're headed all the way down to the mat. I recommend knees, chest, chin. And that's just a soft way to get down to the ground. Knees, chest, chin rest. Reach your right arm out to the side. Inhale, scorpion pose. Breathe into the front of your right shoulder. And leverage off your left hand and find a deeper opening. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Settle your heels to the mat. Reconnect with your breath. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And take your hands behind your calves or your ankles. Relax the back of your neck. Inhale, Tadasana, rise, mountain pose. Exhale, standing back bend. Open up across your chest and your throat. Inhale, Tadasana. Hug your belly muscles in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and strengthen your upper back, openness in your belly and chest. Your left foot back, low lunge. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Go ahead and grab your block if you did so on the other side. And trust your hips forward and down. Lifting your chest. So it's not just sink your hips forward. You want to find some strength in here too. So grip through your front foot, traction your heel back. So the back of your leg is working while the front of your left hip is opening. When you feel ready, begin to reach your arms overhead in your practice as you see fit. Exhale, plank, knees, chest, chin. Take your time to get to the mat. Your elbows point to the back of the room. Inhale, scorpion pose. Reach your left arm out to the side. Flip up and over. Rest your cheek to the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your chest towards your legs. Open in your shoulder girdle. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, step to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, reach up. Exhale, back bend, open your chest, open your heart. Inhale, Tadasana, I. Exhale, forward fold, love. Inhale, halfway lift. Your right foot back, low lunge. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, plank, knees, chest, chin, all the way down to the ground with control. Inhale, scorpion, your right arm out to the side. Exhale, downward facing dog. And take a full breath in. Exhale, step to the top of your space. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, standing back bend. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Your left foot back, low lunge. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Take your time down to the ground. Inhale, scorpion. Your left arm out to the side. Exhale, downward facing dog. Settle your heels. Reconnect with your Ujjayi breath. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, step to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sink your hips here. Inhale, chair pose. Strength within your legs. Trust your hips back. Draw your bottom ribs up and in. Hold your chair legs. Exhale, chest expansion. Bind your hands behind your back. Open up across your collarbone. Neutralize your neck. Inhale, Tadasana. Hang on to your bind. So just straighten your legs. And instead of adding that huge back bend, hug your ribs in. See if you can press your fists towards the back of the room. And confidence over your chest and chin. Hang on to your bind. Exhale, forward fold. You can soften your knees until you can find your depth. Rinse and cleanse your shoulders. Release your bind. Inhale, halfway lift. Your right foot steps back, low lunge. Just have lightness under your fingertips and lift your belly off your thigh. Inhale, warrior two. Open up. Send your front knee to the outer edge of your foot and strengthen through your back leg so much so that it encourages some depth in your front leg. Yes. Shift your gaze beyond your hand. Reconnect with your breath. As you breathe in, I. As you exhale, repeat love. Exhale, extended side angle. Lengthen through your bottom side. Open up across your chest and shoulder. Recommit to the bend in your front leg. Inhale, reverse warrior. Lift your ribs up and over the top and breathe into the pockets along your side. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, easy twist. Easy twist, lift your left arm up and then stack your knee right over your heel. Rotate through your upper back. And then sink your left hip slightly down. Exhale, plank, lower down to the ground. So you can get your chest to arrive first. If you want to take knees, chest, chin, that's cool too. Inhale, cobra pose. Press the tops of your feet into the ground and lift your chest. You can imagine pressing your hip points into the floor as your stomach muscles lift up and away from the floor. Exhale, downward facing dog. Settle your heels. Open up your chest. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, travel forward to the top of your space. Take your time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. And trust your hips back. And some strength over your upper back to lift your arms close to your ears. Exhale, chest expansion. Bind your hands behind your back. Rinse and cleanse through your shoulders. Maintain integrity in your stomach muscles. Hang on to your bind, friends. Inhale, Tadasana. Open up your throat. Send your fist towards the back of the room. Draw your bottom ribs back in. No rib flare here. Hang on to your bind. Exhale, forward fold. Bring length to the back of your neck. Release your bind. Inhale, halfway lift. Scoop your belly off your thighs. Lengthen over your chest. Your left foot back, low lunge. Softness within your fingertips. Inhale, warrior two. Now take your time to open your hip. Add in any movements that feel right. Find your depth that you want to work in during the flow. Now draw your hip points up and in. And roll your shoulders open. Flip your palms back down. I love. Exhale, extended side angle. Let top shoulder back and length through your bottom side. You can even use your hand to check. Is there a fold here? Is there room to lengthen out? Inhale, reverse warrior. And drape your back shoulder away from your ear. As you breathe in, open up the pockets along your ribs. Nice lateral bend for the spine. Exhale, low lunge. Your right arm up, inhale, easy twist. And the rotation through your upper back, and lower your right hip down. And grip through your front foot, bring the knee close to the chest. Exhale, plank, lower down to the ground with control. Your chest arrives first. Inhale, cobra pose. Find length and strength along your back, lightness under your palms. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, bend your knees. Exhale, travel forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, chest expansion. Hang on to your bind. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Your right foot steps back, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two, open up. Exhale, extended side angle, roll your chest open. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, easy twist your left arm up. Exhale, plank, lower down to the ground. Point your elbows towards the back of the room. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, bend your knees. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, chest expansion. Inhale, mountain pose, lift your chest. Exhale, forward fold. Release your bind, halfway lift. Your left foot back, low lunge, lightness under your fingers. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, easy twist, your right arm up. Exhale, plank, lower down to the ground. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Settle your heels. Reconnect with your breath. Inhale, float your right toes. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, high crescent. And take your time to rise. Now float your back heel off the ground to square your hips forward. Reach your arms overhead. You traction your feet together, you'll find some extra stability there. Stay here. Exhale, chest expansion, bind your hands. Now trust some weight into your front foot. Inhale, toppling tree. Your chest lifted, and float your back toes. Hug your ribs up and in. Bring yourself to a capital T shape. Flex your back foot with purpose. Inhale, tree pose. Now slide your foot up to either your calf or up to your thigh. Find what works for you. Bring your hands to heart center. Find the rhythm of your breath. Notice your heartbeat into your hands. Soften your gaze out in the distance. I love. Inhale, reach up. And grow your tree branches upward. Lengthen through your sides. Exhale, dancer's pose. And now lower your left elbow. And then capture your foot behind you. I'm going to grab the inside arch of your foot so your elbow pit is open. Your right arm up high. Exhale, dancer's pose. Kick into your hand. Lift your chest. The strength of your kick. Open up your left shoulder. We'll gently release. We're headed to runner's lunge. Let go of your foot and your hands come to the inside of your front foot. Rest down to your back knee. This is a good time to grab the block. If your hips are rather tight, and lift up your chest. If you'd like to add on from here, you can take your right hand and reach to your back foot. Now keep in mind, you do want to be on like the fleshy part of your thigh. If you're resting on your patella, if you're resting on your kneecap, that's not going to be very comfortable. So you want to find the top of your knee and then grab a hold of your foot. If you're straining to capture your foot, then release it, let it go. You can also use the strap to connect your foot to your hand. Two more breaths wherever you are at. Release. We're headed to side plank. I'm going to bring your left hand under your shoulder. Inhale, open up, side plank. Your front foot sweeps back and open up to your side. You can use your bottom knee on the ground here for added stability, or widen out the stance of your feet. That will make it a little bit easier. One more breath. Exhale, plank lower down to the ground. Take your time to get there. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift your left foot. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, high crescent. And tuck your pelvis under and straighten out your back knee as much as you can with your heel floating off the ground. Into the front of your hip. Open up your chest. Exhale, chest expansion. And trust some weight into your front foot. Inhale, toppling tree. Lift your chest higher than you think. Flex your floating toes. You find that long line of energy from your heel through your head. Your stomach muscles support your back. Inhale, tree. Release your bind and slide your foot up to your calf or your thigh. Whichever you took on the other side. Your hands to heart center. Anahata. Listen to the rhythm of your heartbeat. And its connection with the rhythm of your breath. Inhale, grow your branches, reach up overhead. The energy of your heart is open not just in the front, but also through the sides, through your upper back. Set up for dancer's pose. Lower your elbow to your hip, with your palm to face upward. Grab the inside arch of your foot. Keep your chest lifted. And exhale, kick into your hands. You let the strength of your kick lead this posture. Draw your inner thighs together. Slowly release. Exhale, runner's lunge. Gracefully make your way down to the mat. Now wiggle your front foot forward so there's space in the back of your knee that pressures in your front heel. You can use your block or the bind if you did so on the other side. And keep in mind, this side might have some different needs. Be open to accommodate here. The color most commonly associated with the heart chakra is the color green. And oftentimes, it can also be associated with the color pink, representing the masculine and feminine side. But in modern studies of the chakras, it kind of follows the colors of the rainbow, bringing the heart chakra as green, which I really like. It reminds me of nature, just close to nurture. That is our ability to be compassionate and empathetic with one another. All right, bring your right hand underneath your shoulder or head it to side plank and open up to the side. And strength along your side bodies, openness over your chest. One more full round of breath. Exhale, plank, lower down to the ground. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. And come on down to your knees. Have a seat for a moment. And bring the block between your knees and set up for Ustrasana camel pose. I recommend the block between your knees, especially if you have sensitive lower back, and it helps engage your inner thighs. Now bring your hands to your lower back with your fingers pointing down. As you breathe in, trace your gaze along the ceiling and open up your chest and your throat. Your chest bone actually lifts higher than your shoulders. Keep that in mind. Inhale, camel pose. Open up your chest, open up your throat. You can actually switch to open mouth breath here. And take your time to release. Your hips down to your heels. Press the block off to the side. Place one hand on your heart. Close your eyes. Acknowledge the rhythm of your heartbeat. Any sensations that came from that posture, camel pose. Gently open your eyes. We'll take one more round of camel pose. Feel free to grab water or take a break for a moment. Camel pose is one of those postures that can bring up a lot of emotion and sensation in the body. It's a pretty vulnerable pose. If you think about the other postures that we have, a lot of the warrior stances, your arms are strong and stiff, and we find a lot of strength and openness. Well, camel pose represents having your swords, of your weapons, behind you. that has all of your major organs exposed, from your intestines, through your heart, through your throat, that you are vulnerable to anybody to come along, any other warrior to come along and take your life, bringing up all kinds of vulnerability. So it's completely natural for your heart rate to be elevated or emotions to arise. Sometimes there can also be a sense of nausea. That is just emotions rising and releasing. Let's try the next round. If you'd like to take it a little bit further, you can then begin to reach towards your heels. But keep in mind that the hips should be forward and the chest should be elevated higher than the shoulders. Begin in a kneeling stance. It starts off the same, your hands behind your back. You're going to take this posture as far as your body tells you to. Listen to your needs. And trace your gaze back. Begin to reach for your heels. Press your hips forward. The same way you got there is the same way you come on back down. Have a seat. Notice what came up for you as you open your fourth chakra at the center of your heart. Connect your breath with the words of affirmation. I love. And open your eyes. We're headed to pigeon pose next. One of two options here. The first one is from down dog. You swing your leg in front. Looks like this. If that does not feel good on your hips or your back, or perhaps your knees, any kind of fiery sensation, that's a good sign to back off. You'll then take pigeon pose on your back if that's the case. So lower down and cross your right ankle over your knee. I'll take the variation that fits you best today. And 2 more full rounds of breath. And take your time to send fresh blood flow to your knee and hip. Add in any movements that feel right for you. And switch out to pigeon pose on the other side. If you're taking the supine variation with me, I'll be your left leg on top. And grab a hold of your right thigh and take it a little bit deeper. And find the pigeon pose variation that works for your body's needs today. And the softness and ease. And show your body the compassion it deserves. And 2 more full rounds of breath. Acknowledge any sensations that arise. Add in movements to your knee and foot, and any counter stretches that feel right to you. We'll meet in a seat at the top of your mat together. So the energy of the heart space is a give and a take. I found it very helpful in my own practice to know that the heart space is one that receives energy and that you can also let go of energy. So, for instance, when you go to meet up with a friend for lunch and they pour out all of their troubles onto you, you actually went to see your friend in hopes for a positive experience, and then you leave feeling heavier and more down than you did when you got there. That would be taking on somebody else's energy, taking on somebody else's heaviness and low frequencies that aren't really your own. So that would be energy coming into the body. That would be along your right side, taking in energy. And we have to sometimes let that pass through us, and that would be releasing out of your left side of your body. So the right side would be taking in energy, that's the masculine energy, and then the left side would be releasing and letting go, the feminine energy. That's why there are actually two different colors associated with the heart chakra, green representing the masculine side and pink representing the feminine side. But honestly, whatever colors and visualizations you have of your own while connecting with your heart center, that's what's right for you. I just thought it would be really helpful to know that sometimes you can take on somebody else's energy, but you can also decide to go ahead, let that pass through you and let it go, keeping your vibrations lighter and brighter. Let's take this down a bit for seated ball pose. Go ahead and bend your knees and grab your hands to the sides of your feet. You can go on the inside too if that feels good. Find what works for you. And seated ball, and tuck your chin in towards your throat, round your back, and open up all along your back side and create space between each vertebrae. And hang on to your bind. Walk your feet out a bit, 1 or 2 steps, and then go ahead and try that posture again. Round your back, and you peel your belly away from your thighs. Create new space along your spine. I'm going to take that one more time. Hang on to your feet. Walk your feet out as far as you can, hanging onto the bind. Meaning to release some of your feathers under your seat. Keep length, and then round your back down. Now, if you have shorter legs like I do and you want to take this a little bit deeper, you can also move the block to the other side of your feet. And if you're like, no way, my back of my legs are on fire right now, you can keep them slightly bent and use the block underneath your tush instead. Now find the variation that works for you. Bring length to the back of your legs through your upper back. And gently rise. We're headed to seated butterfly pose. Bring the soles of your feet together. The closer your feet are to your groin, the more of a hip opening it's going to be. The further away, the more we can get into the lower back. If you'd like to take this a little bit deeper, you can also bind your forearms underneath your calves and connect your head to your feet or your block. 5 breaths wherever you are at. in, slowly release. And support your knees together. We're headed down to the ground for supported bridge. In supported bridge, you can use 1 or 2 blocks underneath your hips. You want to find that flat bone along your backside and stack your blocks. It's a little bit of an elevation and inversion to circulate the blood in the opposite direction, nourishing your organs, nourishing your brain, nourishing your heart space. As you make your way down to the ground, you want to find length along the back of your neck and your shoulders. Let's go ahead and give that a try. And lay down on the ground. See what works for you. Is it 1 block, 2? You can even use your bolster if that's what you started the practice with. I think 1 is going to work for me today. And then just like supported fish, your palms face open. And take a few moments to rest. Your 4th chakra is the energy of love. It's the unconditional love. One that cannot be taken away. One that cannot be hurt. Imagine positive energy and nutrients entering the center of your heart with each breath in. Any heaviness and tension release as you breathe out. One more full round of breath here. And lift your hips, remove your props from underneath you. We'll take half wind removing pose and draw your right leg in. Your left leg can go long. Exhale, supine twist, and cross your leg up and over. Find it helpful to actually shift the hips so they can stack over one another. All right, palm the face upward. Let your knee and foot surrender with gravity. Come on back to center. Switch out to the other side. And start with half wind removing pose. Your knee in towards the side of your ribs, towards your armpit. Exhale, supine twist. Cross your leg over your body into your arms out. Send your breath to your middle of your spine. Connect with the softness and ease of your breath. And come back to center. Take supine ball. Now hug your knees into your chest. Connect your forehead to your legs. Thank your body for all that it does for you. Exhale, Shavasana, corpse pose. And lay down. Find a comfortable position. Get as much room as needed. But then stay in Shavasana. Find relaxation. And connect with your breath. Your breath in is positive energy, supportive nutrients. As As you breathe out, let any heaviness or tension go. Now focus your attention of your breath into your lower abdomen by the first and second chakra, your root and sacral. And fill up just that space with your breath in, letting your shoulders and chest relax as you breathe. What does it feel like to just send your focused attention and breath into your root and sacral chakra? And move the energy of your breath now into your solar plexus, your third chakra as well. As you breathe in, fill up your root, sacral, now your solar plexus, the space between your ribs. As you exhale, trace the energy of your breath back down. Inhale, fill up at 1, chakra 2, chakra 3. Exhale, trace that energy back down. 3, 2, 1. And 2 more breaths just like that. And with the energy of prana in your first 3 chakras, take that a bit further now up into the 4th chakra at the center of your chest. So you breathe in, start at your first chakra, fill up, second, third, and the 4th. Fill up all along your ribs, your collarbone. Exhale, trace your breath back down to the root. Inhale, fill up chakra 1, 2, 3. Fill up the 4th chakra, expand. Exhale, trace your breath back down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Try that on your own. Expanding the energy of your breath through the first 4 chakras. And trace your breath back down. And gently begin to wake up your body. Wiggles your fingers and toes. Sense the vibrations up your arms and legs. Inhale, reach up overhead. Lengthen your body with a big morning stretch. Exhale to fetal pose on your side. Pause here. Just take a moment to rest. Your shoulders come back over your chest. Inhale, press yourself up to a seat. Inhale, reach up overhead. Exhale your hands to your heart center. Love. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today as we explore the 4th chakra, Anahata. Namaste, friends.